In today's video, I'll be showing you the best way to warm up for Fortnite and probably any other game. Getting into this quickly, we'll be starting off with number 1, which is pressure aiming with 7 targets. You're going to want to do this course at least twice, as this will warm up many of your skills such as reaction speeds and just overall aim. It also involves reacting very quickly, and therefore you'll be able to pre-fire a lot better in many of your games, including Fortnite, and it gives you better crosshair placement, which will be very useful. And I'll just let a couple more seconds play out so you can see how this works. This is a very popular map to use, so I highly recommend it, as the stats show for itself. The second thing you're going to want to do is micro shot speed X. This map is not as popular, but it's really useful. I would do this twice. This works on your micro movement, so looking for like shotgun fights, you're going to want to like move your crosshair like a tiny bit left and hit the headshot for max damage instead of hitting for those horrible 32s. And again, this also increases reaction speed if you go quickly, which I highly recommend. If you miss a lot of shots like I do, it doesn't really matter because it's still improving. And don't forget, this is just warming up, not improving your skills, but it does obviously improve your skills as well. The next thing you want to do is reflex medium flick. This will be really useful, and if your reaction speeds are already good, you can go down the milliseconds. Like I'm playing 350 milliseconds and I'm still missing a lot of shots, as you can see, so I need to practice this one a lot more. But I do this to warm up, as it's probably the most effective one of these, because it affects your actual aiming and your reaction speed, which are the two main things in Fortnite. The tam speed movement is going to help you a lot in many different ways. Using bigger targets, unlike these ones which are quite small, won't be as effective as warming you up and improvement, but it'll obviously be easier and may affect your confidence differently, as obviously you'll be hitting more and getting higher scores. So it's up to you how you do this, but as you can see, I struggle, but it helps to improve a lot. You should have seen my scores. The final thing you're going to want to do on Kovacs is this tracking one. This affects tracking and obviously your crosshair placement. This is probably the final thing to do in any map, because it just helps you improve everything, and this is the final thing to warm up on. This like affects all of your skills. As you can see, I've got to move around and find it. I've got to track it for a couple seconds, and it just makes the world of difference. I'll let a little bit more play out so you can see what I'm doing, and I highly recommend doing this one. And again, I'll just let a little bit more play out so you can see how it works and what I do. The next thing I do is load up Fortnite and do some free builds. This will probably, like, again, help you with everything. Like all of this, like aim training, look at my crosshair placement. It's very close to the center. Like I'm gonna still make mistakes because I've just got on here, but it's gonna help me. Like look how close my crosshair is to the middle of this. Like, yeah, I'm making mistakes, but it's really useful. The next thing I'd want to go into is this map, which I'll put the code above. And what you do in this is just aim for headshots. It's the only way to get a kill. This map's clearly, like, it's probably the best, but unfortunately we're using the auto shotgun here because we don't want the striker, but this was the only one I was getting because other people were voting for it. Most of the time you will get the striker and improve the most, so I highly recommend doing this, and yeah, probably the best. I'll just let a little bit more play out as it finishes. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully this helps you warm up more efficiently.